sort of the beginning stages and the honeymoon phase and the thrill that you get from being with someone, and falling, like knowing that you're falling. I think that that's interesting. But it's also the stage of being past that, when all of that thrill goes away, and it does, you create this deeper connection with someone, and there's a sense of safety there. And I think that is a lot more valuable than the honeymoon phase. However, I will just off rip tell you that I do love the honeymoon phase, because it's exciting to get to know somebody, like the little things about that person. Okay. Number 6, I'm super shy and have a hard time engaging with people on dating apps. Do you have any good prompts to get a man's attention? You don't have to really, I have questions now. I guess, engaging. Be honest. I think that if you wanna engage with someone, just be honest. Be like, I'm super shy. Literally go, I'm super shy and have a hard time engaging with people on dating apps. That's it. Start with that. You answered your own question essentially. So start with, I'm super shy and I don't know how to engage with you. Go, I have no idea how to do this. And if they're the right person, fairy wings. If they're the right person, then they'll be like, I understand that. Then I'll ask you some questions instead. But if the person's like, then leave them. They weren't worth it. Or they weren't for you. So just tell them you have no idea what you're doing. That's the best way to start. Honesty is key. That's okay. I caught my girlfriend cheating, but I still love her. I know I need to confront her, but what is the best way to do it? Or should I just dump her and move on? Yeah, I would just dump her and move on. I think that you can tell her, I love you, but you messed up, and I can't be in a relationship with somebody who does something like that to me. Call it a day. And if you guys want to still be friends, but obviously you can't not put a bunch of pictures of yourself. I honestly think this goes for unless the context is different in each one. If you've got pictures of things that you like on there, you're on the right path. Do that. Put some pictures of yourself. Do that you like to do. Not just a bunch of selfies and pictures of you looking hard. And it at first feels like heaven. It feels like you feel like someone's world, and it's almost too good to be true. And skewed reality is. Because what we want is to be in a relationship, or what we want is to be married, or what we want is a boyfriend, what we want is a girlfriend, what we want is to be someone's world. And it may come from either a tendency, and I think that's a common issue with relationships that involve love bombing. Yeah, Silly Fun. My song Silly Fun it does have some love bombing elements in it. I mean, I was talking about how, when you see somebody, you tell them that they're perfect. And, you're perfect. I was saying something like, you're perfect. Yes, you're perfect. I'm not nervous. I'm just drunk. Can you stop swerving? You're my person. This is my first time being in love. Kind of building somebody up and fluffing them to then be like, at the end of the relationship be like, yeah, I think this wasn't right. And then, you're left with like, well, why? What happened? What else? Can I call it manifesting if I just keep texting them until they reply? Nope, you shouldn't do that. I think you shouldn't do that. That's unnecessary. That is excessive. If they're not responding after months, maybe they're on vacation, maybe they're working, but sometimes in life you just got to be able to read a room, and you can't just keep texting someone over and over again. Don't do it. It should be an even keel of, back and forth. There should be quite a bit of reciprocation. If there's a point where you feel like it's excessive, trust your gut. Trust your gut. And you'll be fine. Do you think eating spaghetti aggressively on a first date is a power move or a cry for help? I don't know. 12. What food should I order on a first date to impress them? Be yourself. Huh? You shouldn't have to try to impress anybody. Just like look hot. I don't know, do your makeup or whatever. Do whatever you do that makes you feel good about yourself. Should I bring my mom on the first date just to get her opinion early? If that's what you're into, if that's all right with the date, if you don't surprise them with that, I think it's about being transparent. You want to, I don't know, if you want to bring her on the date, it's kind of weird. If you're asking my opinion about that, don't do that. That's weird. But some people are weird and it works out. Maybe she can come by for like 5 minutes. I think that would be cute, honestly. Maybe like she drops you off and then they say hi to your mom. You see how they mix with, your family. Like what's the communication like between them? And then you go inside and you guys spend time together, because it should be one-on-one. You shouldn't be with, you should not bring your mom on a date with you. That's not what that's about. If you don't feel safe, then stay home. If that's why you want to bring your mom. But anyway, moving on. Is it bad to get the ick because they pronounced charcuterie wrong? What are your icks? There's a really good podcast about icks and getting the ick. And there's this incredible, I guess I don't know what exactly to call him, but he's like kind of I would say he's a bit of a life coach in a way, or he just has like a highly intellectual, philosophical viewpoint on the ick. There's like a whole episode. It's called Dharma Punks NY. And if you look that up, he does speak about icks and how like the ick is kind of like just like a silly concept. Because really what you're looking at when somebody is like pronouncing charcuterie wrong, or when a very masculine man is suddenly jumping on a trampoline and you're like, ew, you're responding to that person being unattractive in a way. And it's kind of just simple as it is. You shouldn't feel guilty for feeling like getting the ick doesn't define, and it, like when somebody is icky, it doesn't define their entirety of their character. Like, we're not always sexy. We're not like always presentable. So getting the ick is natural. I think there's successful relationships where, you know, people get the ick from each other, and they can go and never say anything about it their entire, just slide, because you accept that person is imperfect. What are my icks? It's unique with each person. It's actually really unique with each person. Each experience that I have with different people. I mean, I think that's happened to me that's been really cringe. I don't want to. I mean, the world's gonna see, and then God forbid it gets out to the person that I got the ick from. I don't want to do that because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So let's move on. Say anything. It was just the vibe. It was very. Best and worst date I ever been on. Best date I ever been on was. Best date I've ever been on. I can't really think. I don't know. Date. I just hung out with somebody at my house and we danced and put on vinyls. We like listened to like different vinyls. A lot of like VOCs. I think I'd listened to some Massive Attack because I wasn't really like fully in it. I didn't really understand what that was, and then I gave that a listen, and I think I liked that a lot. We danced around the house and got a little bit. We got lit, and that was nice. It was really cute. That was a really nice night. Okay. What was 16? What's something you find? Oh, what's the worst date I ever been on? Worst date I ever been on, I really can't tell you. I don't know. Oh man. There was a guy. You know what? I know I had a bad date. I just pushed it out of my mind, so I can't remember again. Well, what's something you find romantic that others probably won't? What's something you find romantic that others probably won't? Damn. Romantic that others probably won't? When a guy... It's like sexy. I don't know if it's romantic, but it's like... when a guy like holds the back of your neck when you walk with him. It's one of my favorite things. Build your ideal man physically. What does he look like? I don't know. He medium ugly, but even then I love beautiful men. I like everything. Yeah, I like everything. I don't know. Strong. I like strong. Hairy. Strong, hairy. Yeah. Strong, hairy, and not too short. Okay. Which too short for me is like, I'm not gonna say it. Anyway, what was the best one day? What am I gonna say? 18. My man and I are having problems. Can you be our therapist? My man and I are having problems. Can you be our therapist? No, I can't. I'm not a licensed professional. And enjoy. Have a lovely day.